Hello everybody. Today we're going to continue to work on our division and we're going to focus specifically on making sure we understand different types of remainders that we may come up with in our problems when we're solving. So when you're given a straightforward division problem, like if I ask you to solve something like 72 divided by 4, there's no context, there's no meaning with those numbers. It's not happening in real life with something. I'm just asking you how to divide. Today you're going to be looking at word problems. That means they're in context. These numbers represent something, they mean something. And sometimes our remainders and our numbers are going to mean something slightly different, or we're going to approach it slightly differently based on the context that they're in, based on the situation we find them in. So I have two examples for you today. And then when we're finished, you have 3 word problems that I've given you, and you're going to choose 2 to solve. And I really want you to be thinking critically about the questions that are asked, because that's really where the crux of this lesson, this assignment comes in, is making sure you're answering the question that's being specifically asked. So let's take a look at our first example. 59 students are going on a field trip. Their teacher puts them into groups of 4 with a chaperone for each group. How many chaperones will they need? So let's take a look. Let's just get it started. So clearly we've got 59 divided by 4 as our number sentence, right? So when you're solving, make sure you write that out first. Show me that. If you want to use your place value chart like I have here, you're going to just draw one, okay? I just pulled this in from the other assignments so that I would already have it made and didn't waste the time. So I'm going to show 59 on my place value chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to divide it into 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm just going to start parceling these guys out. 110 here, 110 here, 110 here, and 110 here. I have a leftover 10. So remember, that means I'm going to turn those into some nice ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm going to start parceling out all my ones. These 2 go here. These 2 go here. These 2 go here. These 2 go here. Just make sure you keep things organized. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. And I have 3 left over, which I don't think I can share equally. So I'm going to circle those as my remainder. So my quotient, I'm going to look at my rows. I have a 10 and 4 ones. It looks like my quotient is 14 with a remainder of 3. Checking my work. Guys, when you solve these on your word problems, please check your work. Prove that you are right. So I'm going to do 14 times 4. I can do that mentally because 4 times 10 is 40 and 4 times 4 is 16. So that's going to be a 56. And then if I do 56 plus 3, I'm going to have 59. Which indeed was my dividend to start with. So you would think you're done, right? But let's go back to the question. How many chaperones will they need? So it looks like my quotient is 14. So we've made 14 groups of 4 kids. But we've got these 3 kids left over. What's going to happen with those guys? Are we just not going to bring them on the field trip? Well, that wouldn't be okay, right? So when we think about the question, in this case, our remainder tells us we've got 3 students who haven't been included in a group. Realistically, what would a teacher do? Well, they'd probably make another group. That group just only has 3 kids instead of 4. We've had that happen when we've gone on trips or tried to divide our class into equal groups, right? Sometimes we have an extra student or 2 and they get tacked on, or they have just a smaller group. So if I have 14 equal groups of 4, but I still have 3 kids left over, they're going to make their own group. So my statement, my answer here for 59 divided by 4 is going to be 14 with a remainder of 3, right? In this case, the 3 is those 3 students left over, but the number of chaperones I need will be 15. I can't leave those 3 kids without a chaperone, right? One thing I could do, I suppose, is make groups of 5, but this problem does not say that, right? So we're going to assume you can't make groups of 5, so they would need 15 chaperones. And so you would put that in your statement. They will need 15 chaperones. You do not need to show math for this part, right? It's already in your division work right here. All right, it's here. And you're telling me you recognize that remainder means that you're going to have to make another group that's just not as full as the others. Let's take a look at the other example that's a little bit different. We've got Ren and Ada in our word problem this time. Ren and Ada earned $38 selling old toys at a tag sale. They have a $20 bill, a $10 bill, a $5 bill, and 3 $1 bills. They shared the money equally. How much will they each get? Draw a picture to show the bills they would have. Will they have to make change at any point? Boy, this one's a tricky one. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to move my little place value chart down for a minute. And let's take a look. I'm going to simply draw out my bills first. I have a 20. I have a 10. I have a 5. And I have 3 1s. Now, if I tried to share these bills like this, equally among Ren and Ada, could I do that fairly? Take a look at the bills, think about it for a minute. Could I share those fairly? Yeah, if you said you can't, you're right. If I give, let's say this is Ren here, and let's say this is Ada here. If I give one of them the $20 bill, and I give the other one all these other bills, it's still not going to be equal, is it? Look at that. Ada would only have $18 and Ren would have 10. Definitely not fair, right? I don't think Ada would be okay with that. Ren's probably thinking, sweet, I got a little extra. Ada's thinking, not going to happen, buddy. So clearly we're going to have to exchange some bills at some point. So what I would do is I would start by simply figuring out how much money they'll each get. So I'm going to delete all of this stuff here. Now that I've seen that those bills that they were given to us aren't going to work, we're going to have to figure out our own bills. So I'm going to start by showing 38, and I'm just going to solve, figure out what 38 divided by 2 is. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 equal groups between Ren and Ada. Going to parcel them out. They each get 10 here. This guy's got to turn into some 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 to you, 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 2, 2, 1, and 1. Now I'm going to check and see how much they each get. They each get a 10 and 3, 6, 9. $19 each. Not a bad haul, guys. Make it smaller here. And I'm going to remember, because this is money, I'm going to put my dollar sign, guys. This is talking about money, making sure you're thinking about your units. No remainder. I'm going to check and see, does that actually work? Is 19 times 2, 38? And I know 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 9 is 18. So sure enough, I get my 38 to start with. And I should put my division symbol, my division sentence back up here. All right, so now we've figured out that Ren and Ada each get $19. Now clearly with the money that they got, the bills they got, the 20, the 10, the 5, and 3 1s, there isn't a way to make 19. So look at your question. It says they shared the money equally. How much will they each get? We've gotten that. Let's type it in a text box. Hold on a second. Scroll us back up here. Can we do that without getting pushed? Okay, so they each get $19, right? Making sure I have my unit. Now let's go back to the question, because there's more than just that. Then they say, draw a picture to show the bills they would have. Okay, so now I've got to actually show, okay, what bills would make that $19? So I'm thinking they would each get a 10. That takes care of the $10. And then for 19, I don't want to draw 9 1s. And if you're somebody who carries money around, you probably wouldn't want 9 ones in your pocket. It takes up a lot of space. So I'm going to say they would want a 10, a 5, and then they would want 4 $1 bills. And this is how you show it. Nice and easy, no fanciness with those bills. Keep it simple. I've drawn a picture to show the bills they have. Look back at your question again. There's one more piece. Will they have to make change at any point? Well, if you go back to the original part, it said they had a $20 bill. I don't see that in the money that they each get. Nor do I see 2 $10 bills and 2 5s and all those ones. So you're going to add on to your text here on your statement. They each get $19, and then you're going to say they will have to make change. It doesn't tell you what they have to exchange. It doesn't say, tell me what you're going to exchange, but you are going to have to tell me, yeah, they would have to make change. They can't share that $20 equally, that $20 bill equally, unless they exchange it for 2 10s. Then they can share it nicely. They'd have to also exchange that $10 bill that they got for 2 5s. They'd have to change that $5 bill into some ones, and then they can each get the equal number of ones. Okay? So today's lesson, read carefully. Think about the context that this math is being done in. Think about what's actually happening in this little mini story. Okay? Show your work, write your statement, think about those remainders. Let me know if you need any help. Remember, you're going to pick 2 today. 2.